Hello, everybody. My name's the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Travis Banks, back with another exciting episode of the fucking Kiwi Buzztalk podcast. What's up with wrestling? In the co-pilot seat today, once again, as always, is the beautiful and lovely Jessica Jackson.
Well, hello everyone. Really, as always, or are you saying always that I'm always beautiful and lovely?
What?
Because I've not been here for a few weeks.
No, I'm just saying it in
You
general,
say
as always. Don't try and trap me.
I am
Don't trap me
trapping
into
you.
this.
I'm trapping your.
If they should put like background, we should put background music to it of like ominous tones, like in Love Is Blind, whenever like anything
Yeah,
bad happens.
when it gets to an awkward conversation and you
Yeah.
think it's 10 times worse than it probably
Then
actually
it
was.
isn't. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But first and foremost, hello everybody. We're good to speak to you again. Back with a fucking wow, just a cracker of a week of professional wrestling. We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. We had a
Oh,
weekend off.
we had the laziest week, and we even had a rest day from the gym yesterday. We just slept all day.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. I think maybe today we should start with what's coming up on our agenda. Oh, actually, that's not a bad
Ooh.
idea. So this weekend on the
Second?
2nd of March. You should probably check that. 2nd of March, we have Riot Lucha Libre in Monterrey. I am wrestling Renee Rocks, my good friend, and I don't know who you're wrestling just yet.
Yeah, it's still yet to be determined, but I am also doing the show.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've been waiting to get on to to the show for a while, maybe 2 years. It's a long time to wait.
Yeah.
And as they say, that Riot Lucha Libre is the PWG of Mexico, which is quite a fucking claim, I must admit.
It is, but I think they're quite deserving of it.
Yeah, and they're like their champions Eric Ortiz, who I've had a fantastic match
He's a
with.
good wrestler.
Yeah, he's awesome, and I wish he had more credit. Like people gave him more credit, but super nice guy as well. But yeah, we're doing that finally. When we first got here, I tried to get onto the show. Obviously, people try and block you. You know who you fucking are. No, I'm just joking. Write it underneath, bro. Write it. No, no, I'm joking, man. Fucking chill out, dude. Didn't even say your name. Chill out. Just get off of the floor. Relax, everybody.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
So we've had a bit of an emotional morning. But yeah, we try to get on there for a couple years. So and with the current reputation surrounding me, it's been quite difficult. But they finally allowed us to be booked, and very, very excited for that. I'm gonna fucking do everything in my match with Renee Rocks because he deserves the accolades as well.
Well, it's great that you're wrestling Renee. It's great that he's on the show with you as well, because I think it's his debut for Riot,
Yeah, it is.
and he is a fantastic wrestler, and he deserves all the success in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for both of you.
Oh, thank you. Especially for me though, right? Please, I need this. Sorry, I just put the timer on.
Dude, I'm bored your ears off.
For like an hour. So that's very, very exciting. And then the next day we are in Tulancingo.
Yeah,
I don't know. You've got a big multi-man
I'm in an
match.
8-man
Eight-man match.
tag.
Come closer to the
I'm
microphone.
in an 8-man tag match. Sorry, you smell, so I took a
Oh,
distance.
hello.
Smell good. I don't-
Got me. You got me. You fucking stitched me right up with that one.
I'm
Yeah, and
just all
I'm
push pull, aren't I? Just keeping you on
stuff
your
we
toes.
stuff we watch. Oh, we'll talk about it in a sec. Let's talk about Love Is Blind in a sec. Just a big segment of Love Is Blind.
It's just been an emotional roller coaster.
But yeah, and the next day so DT and I'm in the main event against Camouflage for the rematch of the century. They're in a new venue. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah. So those are two exciting things coming
Yeah.
up. And also, I got announced, and you're on the show as well. I don't know what did it say what your match was?
What are we talking about here?
The one with Conan Big on it.
Oh yeah, I
What's your
am
match?
in a 3-way
Yeah.
with Baby Love
Okay,
and what's the other girl's name?
I don't
It's
know.
on your phone.
No, I've just got I don't have the poster with the actual card on it though. That's the thing.
Oh, but didn't you get to set the match in a text message?
Oh, I did too. Hold on.
Yeah. See, I'm
Hold on. Let me go back here. Let's have
You
a
know,
look.
it's a good job that I'm with you, to be honest.
Yeah,
Just, keeping you
it
sharp.
says somewhere. Hold on. Here we go. You
Cool.
versus Sahori versus Baby Love.
That's it. That's it.
And I am in the main event for all the marbles in the world. Me, Ivan. Me, Ivan Rokov, and Hedi Karawi versus Conan Big, Loco Areola. I think that's how you say it. And Simbolo. Loco is a UFC fighter, and Conan Big is a legend on this scene, and it's his last final match. So that means I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna beat the shit out of that. Yeah, he's pretty big, to be honest. Hence the name Conan Big.
And he's gonna go out in a big way.
He's gonna go out a big way. I'm gonna set him on fire. I don't know.
All
But
the
yeah,
great
so
shit.
that's very exciting, and a lot of press has come around this match and stuff like that because it is his final match. So that is exciting and a big win for me
Yeah.
and for you, Jessy.
And we've potentially got another 2 shows that weekend as well.
Do we?
One with Mauricio.
Okay.
And
For what are they called? CVW,
I think.
CVW, and then in Guatemala.
Yeah.
So very busy. March is jam packed. We are excited. For some money for once. No. No.
You're really having a breakdown today.
Well,
There's
you
just
know
no-
I'm having a breakdown today.
There's just no filter. Maybe we shouldn't have chosen to do the podcast today.
No, I think this is the exact right time to do the podcast. Because I'm a bit more loose with the lips. I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, you and your loose lips.
Loose lips thinks shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh gosh, where is this gonna go?
I don't know. So that's what's up with our wrestling.
Yeah.
Is there any news for the moment? WWE went to Australia.
Australia, how do you feel about that?
Oh fuck.
Loose lips.
Think chips. It's good. I mean, it's cool. It's great for Australia. Obviously, great for Rhea. Great for Grayson Waller. Great for Indy Hartwell to be able to perform on such a big stage in front of their home. I'm really happy for them. I know there was a big like indie show as well in Perth. So it was a great weekend for Australian wrestling all around. However, I'm not burying anyone. Don't worry about it. You looked at your eyes. I do feel like I'm missing out, sometimes with that sort of stuff.
I think that's okay. I think everybody has that fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody can relate to that feeling just because of social media and etc. comparison and whatnot. So I think it's completely normal and it's okay that you see it and you feel like you would have liked to have been there.
Well, and again, in the past, Australia and New Zealand, even though I'm from New Zealand, Australia was a big part of my growth and my journey and stuff like that. And I put a lot of time and effort into Australia. And it just feels like I'm missing out. And that's it, really. There's no I'm not trying to play a victim or nothing like that. It would be nice to be a part of that big win for Australian wrestling.
I think for a while you kind of not wanted to show your emotions towards things and situations, but I think it's okay for you to express that, sometimes you do feel a little bit sad about things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not trying to make yourself a victim. It's just you see that and you think, oh, I would like to have been a part of it.
Yeah.
And it's okay because I don't think anybody can expect you to constantly have this wall up or this hard shell.
But also, it's not like I'm owed that. You know what I mean? It's like I could have still been in WWE and still probably not have been there. But it would. I just see it. You can't help but feel like, okay, that makes me feel like I'm missing out.
It's not like a woe is me thing, but what I'm trying to tell you, it is okay to feel the way that you feel.
Yeah, and also too, like people like Bronson Reed, who are a part of the company, weren't even on the show, and that's a big fucking blow for him.
I think you can really empathize with somebody like him.
Yeah.
Then when you realize.
Yeah. But great for fucking Australian wrestling. What a incredible. And the thing is, I know Rhea Ripley, and I've known her since she was, started in the business, and to see her from then to now, fucking women's title match against Nia Jax, I don't know. I have no idea.
Me then.
Yeah, and then to see her in that position and get that hometown reaction and stuff is very.
And
nice.
She's gone through a hard time as well.
Well, I feel like at this point, in time, every wrestler has gone through some sort of hardship, So,
But I feel like
yeah.
you can be really pleased for her.
Well, also, I've known her journey through the WWE system.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And I don't want to speak for her, but I know that she had a lot of problems with like when she was like starting to train there, and they were testing her and stuff like that, and she persevered, and well, look where she is now.
Yeah, it's paid off for her.
It's paid off for her.
I think there are a lot of people around that Australian scene who you still think quite highly of, and you're rooting for.
Yeah, I do, and also a lot of people I don't. So there you go. I'm not bitter. That's the title of the podcast. Fucking bitter feelings.
I swear I'm not bitter. I swear.
No, yeah. So
we're just trying to keep it on a positive note.
Trying to keep it on a positive note.
What's up with wrestling instead of what's up with wrestling?
Sorry, jammed you in my head. I just jammed you in the head with my headphones. Sorry.
Is that your subtle way of telling me to
shut up? Bang. So no, that was cool. So yeah, no, it was cool though. It's nice. It's I don't know, just a very nice feeling, very positive feeling. Is there any other news around this bloody fucking wrestling scene at the moment?
Not that I can think of.
Of course. Of course, our neighbours run past and slap their feet.
Oh my god.
He knew we were studying.
Yeah.
So.
He saw that all the curtains were open. He was like, "Oh my gosh."
They're in.
Shit.
I've got to go out and annoy them. I should probably research what we were going to talk about today, but fuck it. Is there any other Lucha Libre news?
You like just going off on a whim, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You like
I
don't spontaneous.
I don't want to prepare anything.
You don't want to feel too pressured, I don't think.
Yeah,
you don't want it to feel natural. It's okay for it to feel natural.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm saying it.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that either. It was like that. It's like that WWE episode I did. Like I recorded it once and then I completely deleted it, and I was like, "Oh, great! I'm gonna have to do this again." But it didn't feel as like natural as that first time I talked.
Yeah, and then you're worrying about, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say that.
Make the exact same points that I made because they were so witty and everybody's listening to it. That's what I was like.
I'm so funny, and everybody can know just joke. How funny I am.
Oh god, that joke's gonna go viral on Twitter and stuff. That's gonna be so sick. So yeah. I kind of like this lately. Like the news has been pretty quiet because I don't really scour it.
In terms of the Lucha Libre world, January and February, it's super quiet. Yeah. Those 2 months are super quiet. Mm-hmm. So I'm not surprised that there's not really any news. That there's not really too much going on. Yeah. I'm sure it will change within the upcoming months.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, I think it's pretty like tranquilo. Tranquilo.
Just to move on to the next portion of our podcast.
Yeah.
I know it's like we say like what's up with wrestling, but like what's up with Love Is Blind on Netflix? If anybody hasn't seen the show, it's about men and women going into capsule. Oh, I can't even explain it. They go into capsules and they go on dates, but they can't see each other until like a big reveal. Yeah. They got to choose each other and get married in like 4 weeks. Oh, so drama! I tell you.
They date in these capsules and they can't see each other. They have to go sight unseen, in the words of Nick Lachey.
Sorry, Nick Lachey's the host, and Vanessa Lachey.
Yeah, and they're just, they're like, love is blind. Love is blind.
Nick Lachey needs to find out if love is blind, like every season. Like he's on the verge of tears.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to make this experiment happen.
Please tell us that love is blind, otherwise our whole lives have been wasted. You know what? I feel that.
They won't get funding.
I feel that. And then, if they fall in love in the pods, they get engaged in the pods, sight unseen.
Whoa.
And then they see each other for the first time after they've already committed to being engaged. And then they have to go through this 4-week process of dating. And then at the end, they kind of go on like a little like
honeymoon,
pre-honeymoon,
and then they go and then they live together for like a week or something.
For like 3 weeks, and then at the end of that, they decide if they really want to marry each other or not.
Oh, and let me tell you, drama and chaos ensue.
Yeah.
And we try and guess who, if they actually, the whole time you're just like, do they actually like each other, or is this for the TV show?
The thing is, it messes with your head because you're like, these two, 100% they're getting married. They're so into each other. And then they'll be at the wedding and they'll be like, I do not.
And all the families there.
And everyone's shocked, and then one of them storms off. And then it'll show you like a clip from like the night before where they had this really big argument and it threw everything up in the air, and
Nick Lachey's in the corner crying.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought love was blind. Help! Funding's gonna be cut.
he's like, technically they said I love you when they didn't see each other. So love is blind. Love is blind. It
He's
is
arguing
blind.
with the producers backstage. Please, I
I've
swear.
turned it. It's blind.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, great show. We've what? How many? Oh, there's been 6 seasons.
We've watched every single one of them.
We're up to episode 7 of season 6, and this is the title: Silence Speaks Volumes.
And it does speak volumes.
It does, doesn't it? Because they don't need to speak all the time.
It does, yeah. And we learned that.
Yeah.
We found that out. Silence actually says more than you think it does.
Yeah. I was trying to like. See? Dramatic pause.
And I felt it. I
really fucked it up there.
I felt it.
So,
I was like, what are you doing?
But yeah.
You had me on the edge of my seat then, and I'm sitting next to you.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's what we've been watching lately.
Yeah.
And we also watched. Hello, dog. Hello. Hello.
The really funny thing is you probably can't hear the
No,
dog,
not at all.
But it throws Trav off so much.
Because that dog always barks.
He's like, I cannot focus. There was one time when we were dating, and we was having a really nice evening, and this
Why
car.
would you tell them this?
Because it's funny. A car alarm started going off, and like Trav could not get past the car alarm. And these things don't really bother me. Like I can just try and not hear it, I guess.
I wouldn't mind if it was like when it was going off. It was like say like 20 minutes, and then they turned it off. But it was like an hour, and it was still going.
It was like an excessively long period of time.
And they just would not like turn it
But
off.
you were so mad, and you started storming the street.
I started storming the street just as I got to their door. It turned off. I was like, thank God. I didn't want to talk to them.
I remember looking out the window and just you had your face as a picture.
Yeah.
It was a picture, and you just kept walking up and down like a madman.
Yeah.
And I could see you getting more and more and more angry. And I was like, I was finding it really funny, but I was having to kind of stifle the laughter because the more I was finding it entertaining, the more annoyed you were getting.
Yeah.
Why don't you find this annoying? Why? I can't understand it.
I don't sound British.
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
You don't sound so Kiwi anymore.
G'day, bro. No, so Love is Blind we'll be watching, and we also watched a movie called Sisu, and here's the synopsis.
We watched a movie, or you watched it and I fell asleep?
Oh yeah, well that's true, because the movie was pretty crap, and we were sold to us like John Wick, but in World War II, and we love like anything World War II.
And we love John Wick as well.
And we love John Wick, of course. Keanu, beautiful.
Oh,
so we watched that, and let me tell you,
it was a film.
It
was a film.
It was a low budget. Like you could tell the budget was struggling, and then for whatever reason they just. So again, okay, it's this old man. He's a prospector in World War II in Poland. Yeah, no, Finland. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it was Finland.
He finds some gold, and then he goes about his way, right? And then like there's the Nazis are like initiating this thing called scorched earth on their way out of wherever the fuck they're going.
They're losing the war and they're evacuating Finland, and they're deciding to just destroy everything.
Yeah, so they're on the way out, and this guy's just a prospector, and they like cross paths. They try to steal his gold, and then he just goes on a murderous rampage and kills them. But that sounds fucking awesome. The premise is awesome.
Yeah.
However, the budget was so limited, and it was just like this one group of Nazis, and he doesn't really get them. Like,
I don't even think of course the budget is an issue. That wasn't my major issue. Like the fight scene at the start when he like stabbed the guy through the head.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Right? Not everybody cares.
Yeah. Also, it's right at the start, so it's nothing to the story, right?
Yeah.
But it's right at the start, and I'm thinking, wow, that's sick. That's very John Wick. Like,
yeah, if he was just like this dude that was like taking out the Nazis, fine.
You know, it is low budget, but it still looks really cool and really real.
But then for the final act, for whatever reason, spoiler alert, these two Nazis escape by plane, and then just like he hasn't, because he's a prospector, he has a pickaxe, and he like pickaxe onto this plane on the outside. They've taken off. And the CGI is horrendous. And the whole final like chapter.
You don't need CGI.
Need it. Wrapped up is like him getting into this plane and then crash. And, oh god, wait, hold on. And then he's like the plane that he kills the two Nazis in the plane, and then he's looking like he can't fly the plane or whatever, so he's trying to like find a parachute to jump out, and then he's like, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna like attach myself to this plane, and then he just crashes just crashes the plane, and the plane disintegrates. Absolutely nothing left of the plane, and he survives. It was like the worst. Like what? I don't know.
The thing is, my issue is as well. They painted this guy out to be like a John Wick, like
Immortal as well.
he is like somebody that you don't want to mess with because he's so good and so highly trained and highly skilled.
Yeah.
And then everything that happens is luck. Like the only reason why he doesn't die in every scene is purely through luck.
Yeah.
So clearly he's not this highly skilled somebody you should be scared of, because if certain things hadn't happened the way that they did, then he just would have died.
Yeah. And they even had that one scene that was like John Wick. They're like, he has a name the enemies are scared of.
Yeah.
And we were like, Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga, like John Wick. But then it was something else, I can't remember.
And it means immortal.
And we're like, oh, God. But like, yeah, we had heard like good reviews about it, and it has like great reviews on Rotten Tomato, but it was not great.
The thing is, everybody says this though. The problem with Rotten Tomatoes is you can put a slightly positive comment,
yeah,
and it'll take it as though it is a fully positive review.
Yeah.
And that's actually not the case, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of the comments, a lot of the feedback, the reviews could just be very borderline. This is okay, but because there's a slight like positive in it, it gives it like a like a thumbs up score.
Yeah.
Which I think that's how it gets a high score, not because everyone's going, oh, it's great. It's because the general consensus is, oh, this is okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? We watched another movie that day. What was it?
We watched
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, my first time watching it.
Thoughts?
Do you really want me to say?
No, I know what it is. I just want you to say it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might get heat for this. I was a little underwhelmed.
Yeah. Watching it back, I think it's more of a product of its time. There was no other kind of movies like that at the time.
I can see how when that came out in 1994, how it became like...
It came out in 94.
94 is what it said.
Mm.
I can see how it became so groundbreaking, how it was so groundbreaking, how it became like a big part of pop culture, because it is a really, really cool movie. The characters, the dialogue, everything. I don't think there was another movie that was particularly like that at any point. So I can see why it is so beloved. However, for me, watching it, I think because I have watched other Tarantino films that kind of tie up better and tell a more cohesive story, that watching that after watching like Django and Inglourious Basterds and everything, it just kind of felt like it just stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, and because I hadn't watched it in like so long, like 10 years or something. I was the exact same. I was like, I felt like this tied up better when I watched it last. Yeah. Like all the stories like connected. And while they did loosely connect, it wasn't like this character's story connected and finished because of this person. It was just like, oh, they all ended.
They just went away, or this just ended.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for that diner scene at the end. I was waiting for them to go back to the diner that we saw at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
And so when it just got to that bit at the end, I was like, oh, okay, here we are.
Yeah.
I think because obviously I've watched other Tarantino films that have done that in a better way, or subverted expectations, or been a bit more dramatic at the end.
Yeah.
But just watching that, I was just like, okay, here we are. Okay, now it's over. Okay, that was it. So I can see how back in 1994, before all of these other films came along, how that was awesome.
Kind of like the building blocks to
the building. It feels like that. It feels like it was like a starter movie that set up all of these other ones. That was a success, so now we can go forward and build on it.
Yeah, I feel like though that you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs yet, and we'll watch that next. But like, I'm pretty sure that came out before.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so like then like, and I felt that tied up better than Pulp Fiction did.
Oh really?
No, like, again, I haven't watched it in like 10 years, but
it'll be interesting to see actually.
So yeah, so that's what we've been up to this week while we've had no wrestling. We've been trying to catch up on movies and Love Is Blind. What's your favorite trashy trashy show on Netflix? Remember, what's the other one we watched? Too Hot to Handle?
Too Hot to Handle. But I've also just been watching Love Island because obviously, as you know, I was back in the UK for 3 weeks and my mum and dad love Love Island. So I was watching it with them when I was home.
What do you think of Adam Max did on Love Island? I don't think he's going to listen to this.
He had a relationship with Arabella. They seem to like each other, and I'm very happy for them.
Very good.
And there we have it.
It was funny to me when like there was that scene. You showed me that scene of him like, well, I don't know, I might have just saw it on his on his Instagram, but like of him in his like wrestling gear throwing Arabella around in the bedroom, and I was just like, this. If this is how wrestling is represented on Lovers Island. Lovers Island. You know when the Love is the Island?
Yeah. Course, yeah.
Like if that's how it's represented on Love Island, it's like, oh god. No wonder everybody thinks wrestling's a joke sometimes.
The thing is, you say that, but I think I told you, a lot of people when he went into the villa were like, oh my gosh, he's a wrestler, that's really cool. Especially Arabella, she's like, oh, it's so hot that he's a wrestler.
Oh, that hot.
It's so hot. So I don't know. I think I would like to think that it brings a little bit more like respect to the business, that it's not just a joke.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? Because it's that same old like British attitude of, oh, he's a wrestler, that's cool.
Yeah.
But also kind of, you know what I mean?
Tall poppy syndrome, probably. I would imagine.
Yeah.
And also these types of shows, you know, Love is Blind and Love is an Island, that I just said. Love Island. It's just vapid bullshit, isn't it? It's just trash. And I love it. To be fair.
Yeah, Trav loves it more than I do.
Well, the same thing happens every time we watch Love is Blind. Like every single start to the season, we both go, "Fuck, these people are cringy." And then by the end of the episode, we're like, I wonder who's gonna get together. Oh, he's got a bit of a personality.
I think they get on great.
Yeah. Or do you think he likes it? I don't know.
Oh, why did you say that? That's a bit weird.
We're so into the characters.
Yeah.
It happens every time. Same with Too Hot to Handle as well. The one with the robot.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they've broken the rules and they're losing money. How stupid do they have to be?
And I'm like, every time they broke the rules, like they kissed or whatever, I was like, oh no.
They did it. They did it. Stop being so selfish, guys.
Yeah. So that's our weekly wrap up of that. Should we move on to some questions?
Yeah, let's move on to some questions.
It might be a short episode. This. Okay. I saw this one before. Where is it?
Okay. I love how prepared you are.
I've got it. It's right here. Okay. Biggest you fumbled the bag moment in wrestling, in your opinion? This is I honestly because I saw this before when it got asked, and I was trying to think of so many like different ones that I can't honestly like off the top of my head think. Probably fuck Travis Banks in NXT UK. Got him. Just dead in the eyes.
Yeah, you did. You had this like complete just nothing eyes there for a second.
Laughing but no emotion on my face.
You know that movie? What is it? Smile.
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah.
So I thought of some, and fuck, I don't even know if like these are probably big fumble of the bag. I don't know why I said it like that. Big fumble of the bag. Probably all of AEW. Silence is power.
I was about to say that.
Silence speaks volumes.
I was about to say it.
I don't know. It just seems to be progressively getting worse.
We're so tuned in together. I love it. I love it.
We've got like ESPN and stuff.
Oh my gosh, we're like two peas in a pod, babe.
Yeah.
When have I ever called you babe?
Never.
I know.
I don't think so.
What is this podcast doing?
So, nah, maybe not that. I think the ones that kind of stuck in my mind. What do you mean? Like, what?
No.
Doesn't matter. One that came to my mind just was Mr. Kennedy. He was like pretty much pitched to be the next big star, and then I think what happened was he injured Randy Orton in a match, and then Randy like talked shit about him or something to the office, and then he got fired.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was something. It was something silly like that. But he was like, I remember at the time when I was watching wrestling, like he was like my favorite I was like, fuck. Like not my favorite of all time, but I was just like, fuck, this dude's getting over.
Yeah,
And then
he's
all of a
cool.
sudden he was just gone. And I was like, fuck. So that was one. Um, maybe. Oh, another one is like Muhammad Hassan. Do you remember them? Him?
I'm not sure.
So what? So there was, the character Muhammad Hassan, and he came in with the Vari, right?
Yeah.
And the gimmick was that they were American, but like Muslims.
Okay.
So they weren't actually like they're like the kind of smartness in the writing was like, oh, we're Americans though,
Yeah.
and they're kind of playing on like the racism or something in America, and that was great because they just kept saying, oh, we're Americans and stuff, and the crowd were like hating them.
Yeah.
But then they like fumbled the bag and they just turned them into terrorists. And you remember when there was like a London subway attack or metro
The
attack or
tube
something,
attack
the
in
tube attack or whatever?
2005. Yeah.
They did that. They ran an angle the same week as that of like him making Undertaker into a martyr. Like they, he had all these guys dressed in masks and black and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and they beat him up and then they carried him out and like a cross, like
Yeah.
Jesus, like on their shoulders.
Yeah.
So it was like this martyr like terrorist attack, same week as the fucking London.
It's the London.
So like
Tube.
I guess the sponsors or the TV network just pulled him and they just like fired him, and then
Yeah.
he was gone from WWE. So like that was a big fumble because I actually
Yeah.
really liked him and he got a lot of heat as well. And I remember I think he wrestled Hulk Hogan on a WrestleMania, or he just did like a beatdown. Like Hogan came out and
Yeah.
beat him up or something. But like he was really getting a lot of heat and he wasn't doing anything. Like I thought it was really smart writing to begin with. I was like, this is a cool like switch because
Yeah.
it's kind of putting a magnifying glass on the racism of America and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I think what's hard about that is it's not his own doing.
Yeah.
It's
it was the
smart
writers.
writing
Yeah.
that is turned more ignorant.
Yeah.
And he's taken the brunt of that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to think of other fumbles. I feel like a big fumble, and this is like old school, and probably everybody knows this as well, was like when Sting beat Hogan for the title at what is it called? I don't remember the fucking name of the pay per view off the top of my head. But it's like their big pay per view for WCW, and they built up Sting versus Hogan, and then it was supposed to be like Sting's night, finally overcome Hogan and the NWO, and then they did like a fake false finish where like Hogan did like a screw job on Sting, and then they like rang the bell, and everyone was like confused. Because I remember watching it when I was a kid, I was confused. I was like, "What's happening?" Then like Bret Hart comes out, but like he grabs the mic and he's like, "I'm not gonna let this happen again," as in like referring to him and Shawn Michaels' Montreal screw job. But you don't really hear it. You don't really know what's happening. Match gets restarted, and then Sting finally wins the title. But it was just a big mess. And even as a kid, I was like, "What happened?" I was happy that Sting won finally. But it was like a moment that just needed to be so clear cut for WCW
yeah.
to like put themselves on top and make it like establish
like
it.
the storylines paid off here as well.
Yeah, like it's really paid off, but it just became this real convoluted mess, which was a lot of WCW. But like I remember that even when I was young, thinking something's fucked up here. I don't know. No, I don't know what's happening. It doesn't seem right. Yeah. So those are kind of the three that are off the top of my head. What about you? What about something to do with John Cena? Did they fumble the bag with John Cena?
I don't know really. Obviously, there was when John Cena botched the finish of the Rumble, but I don't think that really impacted him.
Nah.
That was fine.
That was kind of a lucky coincidence that they both fell out at the same time, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, you couldn't have recreated that if you tried. And also, with Vince blowing out his quads after, it's a night that would have just been cool, and it became legendary. So, I think it all worked out for the best.
And he fucking deserved it. Getting his quads blown out. No. Oh, actually, now that I thought about it, speaking of AEW, probably the big fumble was firing CM Punk and not capitalizing on the Young Bucks and Omega's heat with CM Punk.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, even though they probably hated each other, that would probably be the natural thing to do. Punk and FTR versus Omega and the Bucks.
Yeah.
And then they kind of just got nothing.
Using the real life heat to create something really electric.
Yeah.
That draws people in because I think the way to capture fans nowadays is to make them a little confused as to whether this is a work or not.
Well, I think they fucking care about more what's happening in the back than fucking anything that's on the screen.
Exactly. So if you can use what's going on backstage and use that to create drama in the ring where everyone's tuning in because they want to see how this match goes.
Yeah.
Because there is genuine heat.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really epic.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. And then I guess then CM Punk came back. WWE biggest star in the world, most viral views or whatever the fuck it was. But like that was
Even we freaked out at that moment.
yeah, we were like because we were watching it, right? Because I was like, we'll just watch because I knew Randy was returning.
Yeah, and it was like, okay,
it was cool.
Randy Orton came back. That's cool, and he looked stacked.
That was my biggest pop of the night.
Yeah,
Randy Orton looking fucking huge.
Looking huge.
Yeah. Okay. Let's fucking move on because I can't think of anything like more. But those are pretty.
What about when John Cena accidentally won the Money in the Bank contract briefcase?
What? He accidentally won it.
I think so. I thought it was an accident. It like broke as he got it, but then he.
I don't think it's a fumble though. Like,
no. You asked me about John Cena. You asked me. No, I'm just saying.
When you talk about fumble, it's like things that could have been big, and then they just fucked it up.
And it just kind of wrecked people's careers up.
The thing is, I know there's like 100,000 of them, like because I've read loads of books and like there was these books.
Loads of lists.
Yeah, but there's like I had these books when I was young. They were written by I don't remember it was the guys at WrestleCrap, and there was a WrestleCrap bucket list and WrestleCrap like Death is WCW, and I remember there being like so many things in there that could have been bigger and they weren't, and they just like fumbled things. But like, for example, like the bloody gobbledygooker. Do you know who that is?
No.
So I don't know. I don't know dates or times, but like back in the 90s, they started like every show they started carting around this giant egg, like to every show, just and it would just sit in like by the entranceway and stuff like that, and everybody was like, "What's in the egg? What's in the egg?" And then eventually the egg hatched, and it was the gobbledygooker, just this guy dressed as like a fucking giant turkey.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
But but everybody at the time was like, "Oh." Like the suspense was killing them. Were like, what was gonna be in the egg?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, what could have been in the egg that would have been cool? Fucking Stone Cold comes out. Yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. So I know that was like a big thing of like a big fucking and like WrestleCrap had like they had like a list of like the worst things of each year. And they call it the Gooker Award.
Yeah.
The Gobbledygooker Award. Yeah. So. I mean, that's kind of a fumble, I guess, but it was already like destined to fumble.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next question. What luchador in Mexico has helped you the most in your career and your life? Saludos, crack. They always say crack. I don't know what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to start? You want me to start?
You can start. You can speak. You may speak.
Oh, thank you for your permission. Okay. So I would probably say first and foremost, Ricky Marvin. Ricky Marvin is probably one of the reasons why I am where I am right now. He has been an incredible trainer with me and an incredible friend. He's pushed me to my limits, and I'll always appreciate him for that. I'll always appreciate him being honest and telling me where I'm at and what I need to do. And also whilst he, has pushed me, he's also given me confidence as well and told me when I've done things well and when I'm doing things right. And, he will also give me praise. And I don't know, I just appreciate the way he's been with me. And I don't think I would be the wrestler that I am at the moment without him.
And also on top of that, when I was struggling to find any bookings in Mexico, he said to me, he goes, I know how hard it is for a foreigner to be in a new country and try and find bookings and work.
Yeah.
So he actually booked me and got me booked on a few shows, which helped me then get more bookings. And he really went to bat for me when a lot of people were talking shit, and he
didn't care.
And here's the thing as well, like when it comes to like online stuff, I know a lot of people get scared about like speaking up and speaking out and fucking whatever else that you want to talk about, and like talking about like heat and problems and cancellation and stuff. But Ricky was never scared to do that. He was like, hey man, this guy's a good fucking person, maybe you should like find out who he is first before you judge. And like to me that was really fucking important when we first got here.
He took you and us at face value, and he was our friend from the first day we were here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's definitely number one.
Yeah.
Rhodey's Junior.
Yeah.
He's helped us a lot with work and finding matches and really been a good friend when we needed it. Always call on him when we
Yeah.
when we need to.
Yeah.
Jorge,
Yeah.
who gave us a place to stay. Jorge Cabrera or George Cabrera, he's a wrestler. He doesn't really, I don't know where he's wrestling next, but like he when we left Bandito's gym very abruptly and we had no place to go. They threw us out on the fucking street in Mexico. We called Jorge and he came and picked us up straight away.
Yeah.
And we stayed on his couch for a few weeks.
Without even a single question, he was just there.
Yeah, so that in my mind fucking goes above and beyond anything else.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, regardless of the heat or how you feel, it's like a human to human thing. And if somebody's struggling, like he was there to.
He was there. He dropped everything and he came and got us.
Yeah.
And whilst I know he probably doesn't appreciate sharing his space all that much,
Yeah.
as I think anybody can relate to, it's hard to from my uni experiences as well. I know it's hard to house share with people, but he didn't even question it, and he didn't. He said he would help us find a place, but he never like forced us out or, said it was too much. He was just happy to be there for us.
Mm-hmm. Another guy is called Javier. He used to run Superplex, the brand Superplex. He's the promoter of WLS Wrestling League Society. He actually helped us get our apartment that we're in recording from right now. So, that was a massive thing. He really took us in and helped us out with a lot of bookings at the start as well, even though they were small, like those Zamea bookings.
Yeah.
Zamea and those indie fests.
Yeah.
And that's what we needed. We just needed
to get out there.
To show that we're here and we're serious about being on the Mexican wrestling scene. So shout out to him. Renee Rocks from SCW, Renee and his wife. They've gone above and beyond to help me, help my reputation, have fucking great matches. Just be genuine, nice people, and look, like, remember that time I went there and they just took me to the zoo?
Yeah.
To Morelia?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this is cool. It's the coolest thing. Just had a nice day and just
honest,
treat us really well.
I think sometimes you think about, who's helped you the most in terms of, what you've got out, what you've been able to get out of somebody. But I don't think it's that for us. I think we really appreciate a friendship.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate people helping us in a sense of just being there for us and talking to us and giving us a time of day. And all of these people that we've mentioned, they do that and they've done that. Yeah. And that's what I think, we don't want to put any unrealistic expectations and people don't owe us anything. We can't sit here and go, oh, you need to help us, please help us, whatever. We can't put people in that position. But what we do really appreciate are good friends. Yeah. And every single one of those people that we've mentioned have given us a time of day and have shown us that they care about us.
Also, just because I'm just trying to remember, there's been so many people, and I'm gonna miss so many people. But Fulger helped us out a lot. Helped us to get in contact with IWRG, Mr. Moreno. Now I know things haven't been fucking squeaky clean between us and IWRG, but those first bookings there actually helped me a whole lot for my reputation. Yeah. Alpha Wolf and Dragonbane, just being good friends and also having great matches. Baby Extreme, again, this is just wrestling pretty much. Just having good matches and helping me get my reputation out there and stuff like that. Baby Extreme's another one. Renee, as we said. Iron Kid, another one. Also a shout out to fucking Action Jackson as well, who's always been a fucking close friend and confidant and helped us and
absolutely.
Elemental, he's been there for us as well. Hitani, and actually a lot of the students that were at Big Lucha when we were there. Commander Terrano is another one.
Terrano, 100% Terrano.
100% Terrano. Paco, what's his name? Radioactivo, Viajero.
Yeah.
Did I say Commander? I said Commander.
Ecstasies.
Ecstasies. All those guys that when we very first come to Mexico and I didn't even know if I could wrestle again,
They open their arms.
they opened their arms
Welcomed us
and
in.
welcomed us in, and we helped them. I try to like return the favor by helping them with wrestling and with English and stuff like that.
I always have this really nice memory, and it's hard because it's tainted with we were getting kicked out of the gym, and it was the night that we left. But there were the night that we found out that we was going to have to leave at some point, and none of the boys wanted us to leave, and they were all trying to speak up for us. But we just got in a massive huddle, and everybody prayed, everybody said a prayer, and everybody cried, and it was just a moment that means so much to me. It meant so much to me, and it's where I really felt like we had family here, and in a time where we felt really alone, and like things weren't getting better or they were never going to get better, to feel that love, um, for somebody to pray for you, for me, it's such a big thing, and it means more than probably a lot of people would realize. But the fact that everybody in that huddle said a prayer for us, for the way things were, even if we couldn't really understand it at the time, just that they cared about us that much to do that, I think is a true testament to all of their characters. And I guess I just wanted to highlight that moment in particular.
Yeah, and I to be honest, I'm sitting here racking my brains. Like, I know I've missed somebody.
There's definitely going to be people that we've missed.
Okay, so here, let me wrap this up. Let me wrap this in with a fucking nice little bow, I suppose. Coming to Mexico, especially after everything that has happened, the one thing that I did not expect to find was the fucking family and the friendships and the important people that we now have in our lives. I was gonna say Gabriel in RWA in Costa Rica as well.
Yeah,
that's not Mexico, but I just want to say that as well. But yeah, but like to find a lot of special people that outside of wrestling have helped guide and
I think help you feel like you again, like a person,
and
yeah,
just make me feel valuable in the world.
Yeah,
because this whole fucking bullshit with speaking out and stuff is like made me feel like it's fucking taking away my value. Like genuinely, I feel sometimes when I wake up like I have no value or there's something left to give. But then we've come here to Mexico or even Costa Rica or Guatemala or wherever it is, and people are like genuinely like happy to see you, want to be your friends, like look out for you, check in on you, and that's something that I was missing in my life for a long period of time, especially after the UK.
Yeah.
So I think we'll just wrap that. Oh yeah, go on.
I think I'm just happy that you are seen and that you know that you're cared for and that you know you're loved. Thanks. Oh, it's a very serious moment.
I'm gonna break it up with a joke.
Okay. Quick, say something funny.
Okay, I'll just move on. Fuck it. Would you want to use a different personality with a mask in Mexico? No. No, and I'll tell you why. Good question, by the way.
Fantastic question.
Because everybody, when we first came here, said that. Why don't you just wear a mask? And why don't you just hide away? And why don't you just like try and carry on with your career that way? And for me, that's not reputation repair. And also, if I'm gonna work for like, if you're gonna see my abilities, my types of matches that I have, I want that to go towards the stock of Travis Banks.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hide away and look like I'm hiding from this fucking bullshit fucking narrative that people have made against me. Now, here's the thing, right? There was a moment when we first got here in Mexico that they put me under a mask, and everybody thought exactly what we just said. Look, he's hiding away. He's trying to come back into wrestling. Do you think that I would have worn the fucking same kick pads that I always wear and do the same moves if I actually genuinely cared about hiding away? I fucking didn't.
You wanted people to
I wanted the people to know that it was fucking me because I'm not scared to hide. I want people to see my face, see the narrative that we're fucking putting out there, see what we're doing with our lives, and fucking like just be, get behind that.
Also, when we know that people online are not stupid, ignorant, sure, not stupid.
Yeah.
So we knew that, like, you could wear a mask, fine, but that's not going to do anything for you in the long run because people are going to know it's you.
And I also said to Big Lucha, they're going to know it's me.
Yeah.
Like you can put a mask on me all you want, but they're gonna know it's me.
You don't want to hide. There's no point in hiding.
And then all those fucking little fuckers on the internet get. I found it quite funny, to be honest, in a fucking angry way. No, like where they like they took the photo and they like circle my kick pads.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
look, it says kick pads.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the New Zealand flag on them, you idiots.
Yeah,
what are you
yeah,
fucking talking about? It was the only thing that went with that gear. That I was wearing blue gear, so I wore my blue kick pads.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus, at that point, we're getting treated really poorly by them, so I didn't give a fuck.
Really poorly. You didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, you didn't want to hide. So the fact that they're like asking you, oh yeah, it's okay. Please be on the show, but please hide your face.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you don't want to hide your face.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Because
why book me?
We know everybody's going to find out anyway. Yeah. So you just hiding your face is going to make things worse. Yeah. And that's what we communicated.
Yeah.
But.
And also, what was the point of putting me in a mask? Like, if you don't like book me, you know what I mean? Like just make me do some random gimmick. Like the crowd's not gonna give a fuck. Like you may as well just use me if you're gonna use me, you know. But again, at the time we didn't have any work, so we were just like, okay, man, we'll do whatever.
Yeah, and also the boys really wanted you to work the show.
And I wanted to work with them as well. To be fair.
Yeah. So it was a really hard situation, but I think, you know, we'd already spoke our concerns. If they didn't want to be listened to, then that's not on us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you just needed the work at the time as well.
Yeah.
And you were just happy to get any ring time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
I think for me as well, personally, like I'm here making my name as Jessy Jackson. So if any company approached me and said, oh, we want to put you under a mask, one, it's quite obvious. It would be quite obvious that it is me because I'm a white girl in Mexico.
And also, like, you being a white girl in Mexico is more fucking like
marketable
than putting you under a mask.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, I don't want to get into this too much. Maybe we'll get into it in the next podcast because we're kind of running out of time now. But like, that's the thing that I fucking hate when I see AAA like put old existing gimmicks on new fucking like good wrestlers. Yeah. Like. Let them create their own fucking stuff. Let them create their own personalities and be who they are instead of fucking like shackling them to these old gimmicks that like you're not even getting to get the most value out of anyway.
The trouble
and also when those young sorry just to finish that point, and when those young guys say they come out of AAA, which happens all the time, people stop getting used and all of this, then they have some fucking credentials to fucking come out like and be on the scene with and be on like independent like matches and stuff with.
The trouble is they don't want that. They don't want anybody to be on the indie scene and be a star and then they pick up that person and then they're a star in that company. What they want is complete control. So they want to take somebody who they think they might be good, put them under a new gimmick, and because they're under a new gimmick and they're not known, they might look like a star when they go out, but their name isn't built up, so they can pay them a newbie rate. They can pay them a basic contract.
Yeah.
And they have complete control over their work, over their gimmick. And then if they're not happy with something and they want to leave, they can't leave as the person that they're feeding to the They'll take that gimmick, they'll put it on the next person, and that person that's being kicked out because they're not happy
has
or
no value on the scene.
They then have no value on the scene. Yeah. It's not doing anything to build up Mexico in itself. It's not doing anything to build up the wrestlers to make it a really hot place, a hot commodity where everybody's buzzing. Yeah. What's happened? The only people that are genuinely buzzing now are people that have their own gimmicks and have gone off to the US.
But not even that. Like the ones that are on top in Mexico are like say like Cibernetica or whatever. They've made their names for so many years here in Mexico.
Their own names.
And it doesn't feel like any new talent fucking like can even creep up to their levels.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like anybody has name value to like reach it.
Yeah.
You know, and like. I don't know. I guess that's a genuine frustration, but like I would love to fucking change that. Like come in and like build fucking like new stars, and like you know what I mean. Like that's why it's so important to me that like guys like Renee and like Baby Extreme and whoever else like they get their fucking flowers. They get known for fucking like great fucking work. They should be known. They should be known everywhere, and that's why I get so passionate about it because it's just like these guys are fucking exceptional, and everybody should know about it.
Well, I think a good example of that as well is say you take somebody like Catalina.
Yeah.
Catalina's come from WWE. She's got a name.
Yeah.
You know, she's got good training. She's a good wrestler. She's already come into Mexico basically as a star.
Yeah.
Then she's walked into Consejo as herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, they asked her to take her mask off, but that's not changing her character or gimmick.
Yeah.
That's elevating her essentially.
Uh-huh.
So you've used somebody and you've elevated them, and it's created a buzz, and now everybody's really excited to see Catalina.
Yeah.
Why isn't that a consistent thing?
That should be how it
That
always
should
goes.
be how it is.
So, yeah. To answer your question, no, I don't want to fucking wear a mask. I might wear it once and then sell them at Mercedes.
Maybe if I was new here, maybe that's something that I could.
Yeah.
I still didn't want to do it because I'm a white girl. I want to stand out, and I feel like having a mask, it wouldn't help me to stand out. But I do love the concept of masks, and I do think it would be really cool to have one.
Yeah, and just on one final, because the time's running out,
Yeah.
but like on one final thought of that, for me personally as well, like I pride myself on great facial expressions in the ring. Like that's one of my favorite things to do is like do a great big facial expression, a reaction to something that's happened in a match, and the people to react off that. So if I was to cover my face, I feel like I would be like cutting my work, like my quality of my work in half.
Yeah.
For that very reason.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting fired up about that, but like I think that's good.
I think it's good though, because that's a really interesting question where you can see our thought patterns, how we think, how we feel within wrestling.
Yeah.
The kind of path that we want to go along. So please, more questions like that, because I think we speak quite passionately about these things.
Yeah, because we are passionate about them. Okay, thanks very much, guys. We're going to call it there because the time is ticking down. But if you can follow us on the Instagrams, Jessica Jackson Pro, Travis_Banks, fucking 13, I think.
That's it.
Yeah.
13.
13. Travis Banks.
I don't know what underscore Banks.
Travis Banks Pro Wrestler, Jessica Jackson Pro Wrestler on Facebook. If you could like, subscribe, comment, and share, and leave a rating if you're listening on Spotify, that would be appreciative. We love you all.
Yeah, and we thank you very much for your time, for listening to our ramblings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our fucking unfiltered thoughts into the microphone.
Travis's loose lips.
Loose lips, thinks ships.
Oh,
See you later.
Bye.